from Rhode Island. I live in Newport, Rhode Island, the sailing capital of the world, also known as the city by the sea. So I've been in business for 15 years. Hi, Sylvia. I've been in business for 15 years in Rhode Island, and I have done all kinds of things within the industry, but for the past few years, I have been working as a professional development manager, so focused more on the education side of things, although I do still practice with boots on the ground, and so I bring that perspective too. I am a creative soul, so a lot of my ideas are maybe a little outside the box, but you know, I think that right now, maybe it's my time to shine. So a couple of ideas. I mean, I've just been really kind of scouring online, talking to other agents, you know, getting on the phone and seeing what people are doing. And I think the more that we do that right now, the better off we're going to be. It's always, when you're working with your sphere, about the relationship. And I will say that right now, I think it's really important to have fun with your people, right? So cold calling, I wouldn't be doing that right now. I wouldn't be calling people asking them for business. I would be calling people saying, how are you holding up? Is there anything you need? You know, how are the kids doing with distance learning? Come from a place of genuine concern and care, because this is our time to really show them who we are as a human, right? That's the person that they want to talk to and engage with. That said, everyone's at home. Lots of us are looking for things to do. It's a fantastic opportunity to pick up the phone and make contact with people, especially that you haven't been in contact with in a long time. I will say that sometimes it's hard to do that, right? Like when I'm coaching agents, they'll say, hey, Ash. They'll say, you know, like, oh, it just doesn't feel good. I don't know if I should call, or just, you know, never call again. Just call, tail between your legs, and be super honest and say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. Totally my fault. It's going to be different from here on out. So, you know, just acknowledge it. Ron Phipps always said, and he's from my state and he's a past NAR president. He's one of my mentors, but he always says, you know, acknowledging the problem. If you acknowledge the problem, you might get to fix it later. But if you don't take responsibility for it, they're never going to, you know, you can't make amends, right? So you have to take responsibility for the fact if you've been out of touch with them. In any case, what's the number one thing people are doing? Purge. The purge is on, right? The purge is real at home. I purged my house in Rhode Island, and now I watch my boyfriend purge his basement all day. So there's a couple things that you can do with that. And I'll talk about different layers of purging. So we're talking about purging your house right now. You know, I'm seeing some funny pictures on Facebook of like people that are cleaning and going through their stuff and finding like hysterical things. Like Lee Brown, for instance, found some crazy like NASCAR lollipop in, you know, piles of her stuff. You know, why not have like a quarantine flashback while people are, you know, reach out to them and have a contest and have them send pictures of like the craziest stuff they uncover as they're purging their house, and have a little contest with your people. You know, give them, your prize can be a gift card, a virtual gift card to support a local business, because that's another thing that I know all of our communities need right now. Between restaurants and clothing stores, and who, you know, look at your own sphere and try to support, you know, the people that support you. should always be a reciprocal relationship, right? So finding ways to support those guys. Um, and you can make it into a really cool social media contest. You can make it into a more private contest if you want. But have some fun with it. It's all about having fun. Bobby Nelson, past WCR national president, one of my mentors, it's etched in my brain. She always said to me, no matter what you choose to do, you have to have fun, right? That's what attracts the people. So purging your house, you could have a lot of fun with that. Here in Newport a few years ago, we had the Antiques Roadshow. And today, while I'm watching my boyfriend purge his basement, it just kind of got my wheels turning a little bit. What about partnering up with on a Zoom call, because we have to respect, hi Care, hi Lindsay, have to respect those, that social distancing, right? So we're not meeting people in person. We're respectful of their safety. But partner up on a Zoom call with a local antiques dealer and do like an antiques roadshow with belongings from your clients and friends and family's homes. I mean, people tune into that show, they're super interested in it, and it's just a totally different spin that nobody else is doing, right? So, and I love the idea of partnering with a local, because we're not the only ones that could use some visibility right now, right? So thinking about some of those folks that their shops are closed, they might not be set up for online sales, just giving them some visibility. And it'll also help you because it doubles your audience, right? If you're doing some of these Zoom calls. So, so purge away, and while you're doing it, have some fun with it. You can, send them some home organization tips, and you could also do a contest with who has the best home organization ideas. They send you their pictures. I'll tell you one that I'm desperate for. I am 43 years old and I still cannot fold a fitted sheet. You could do a fitted sheet contest, and I'm not kidding you. Wouldn't it be hilarious? Everyone, I see you all laughing on this call because I'm right. You know what I mean? So, do it with video. Like the kids have to videotape mom trying to fold a fitted sheet, or maybe it's mom and dad having a contest to see who can fold it first, and you can just do a really cool story with video clips. So a home organizing showdown would be another idea. Do a guest Zoom session with your past clients, right? Who have special talents. Like I'm thinking about some of my past clients. I have one that makes stained glass. I have another one who's a chef. I have another one who owns a yoga studio. I have one that does watercolor paintings. I have another one who's a professional photographer and can talk about doing headshots and, professional business photography and sort of how to frame your photo, what the lighting should be like. I mean, you're not going to talk about the mechanics of your camera per se, but, these are some things that you can have some fun with. Or I have another client who's a photographer, but she does family photography and she's phenomenal. Have the kids run around outside and do a photo shoot. So engage those past clients and try to give them some airtime as well for their businesses, because we're all small business owners, right? We're all struggling with, how do I spend my time right now? And how do I get some fresh air and do something different, right? It's like Groundhog Day. So I really like that. A knitting class would be another one. That's on my list. I've always wanted to learn how to knit. And you'd be surprised at who's, watching. These are things that are awesome for the public. In my town, we have a girl, she's 23 years old, and she's just this sprightly, super fun personality, really artsy. And she's been doing online free painting classes. So, like the sip and paint classes, she does those, but she tweaked And now she's doing it for the kids that are home every day. So every single day she does a free tutorial online with a different painting, right? How fun is that? And then she has like an online tip jar. So it's completely free. If you want to tip her, that's great. But highlighting some of these folks that don't have another outlet and doing something fun at the same time. I love the idea of, I'm seeing a lot of do a home buyer seminar, do a home seller seminar. Those are great, but now everyone's going to start doing them, I think, right? So I'm always study my competition and do what they're not doing, try to be a little bit different. So partner up with some of your preferred vendors, like have a session on how to stage your home or decorate, really. You don't have to call it stage, because some people like me could use some decorating help, right? It's just not my forte. Sylvia's laughing because she's been to my house. How to do a home inspection. I love the idea of getting a handyman on one of these things and doing, even like for single women, who, by the way, is the biggest segment of home buyers right now. How do you plunge a toilet? How do you, simple things, right? How do you change the bulbs? How do you clean the inside of the door of your oven, or whatever? Pick 10 things and do those on camera. No one else is doing it. Lending, legal. I'll tell you a big piece of the puzzle for us that a lot of attorneys in the real estate process do not advise their clients on is estate planning. This is a great time to get some advice on estate planning and how that fits into the real estate transaction, right? What do you need to be considering? What documents should you have for your family? That was my prior life before I was in real estate, so I'm a little sensitive to it. But we are now starting to counsel our clients prior to closing on the estate planning piece, so we get the deed right the first time, and they don't have to be frustrated by going through the closing process and then having to pay an attorney a second time to get those documents right. This is a super good time to write love letters. So I'll give you one example. So I don't like to write hate mail, like your luggage gets destroyed at the airport, you write hate mail. Everyone makes time for hate mail, right? You make time. When you're upset, you want something back. Nobody makes time to write a love letter, a letter of appreciation, to just say, hey, you know what? You provided like outstanding service, or you made this experience so good for me and my family, and I just wanted to take the time to let you know about it. So I started doing this because like 4 or 5 years ago, as a single mom, it was like my first single mom outing with my 2 little kids at that time. I took them snowboarding for the weekend by myself, 4 hours away from home, had a blast right up until I broke my shoulder in line for the chairlift. You can all laugh now. And it was really scary. Like, I was there by myself. I couldn't drive a car. I had to take an ambulance. My kids hadn't eaten. They had to put me under. I had to have surgery, all with my kids just being alone, right, in another state. So anyways, long story short, at the end of this ordeal, I come home, I get myself settled, and I took the time and I wrote a letter to the general manager of the ski resort, which now we go to all the time. And I said, listen, he probably, when he saw, the letter come, thought it was a incoming lawsuit, right? And I said, I just want to let you know that the following employees they are to be commended, because here's how scary it was for me as a single mom. This is what my experience could have looked like. These are the things that they did to go over and above and make sure that my family was okay. And we will be back. And he personally called me, and we go to that mountain all the time now, right? And so it just makes you stand out from the crowd. I love handwritten stuff. I'm an old soul. I love to get stuff in the mail. I just do. Like the Hallmark cards, you guys know what I'm talking about. You pick them out of the mail first, right? If it looks like your buddy sent it to you, you pick it out first. Um, so those are awesome. I think that's number one if you have the time to do it. Online reviews are huge too, right? Don't do a drive-by review. This is the time right now because we all have extra time. Write some thoughtful reviews for some things that maybe you didn't make time for before and circle back, right? Every business owner, and we are all one of them, right? You get a notification when someone gives you a Facebook review for your business, you immediately go and read it, don't you? You get the notification, you're like, oh my God, what'd they say? Because it matters, right? So write some of those love letters. There's a really good app that you can download for your phone. It's called Felt, F-E-L-T. And you can do like trifolds, you can do accordion style cards, you can do regular greeting cards, but it looks handwritten. They're very personalized. You can also send the cards like it's almost like a send out cards. They sell gifts as well, but you can just do the cards. And it's just a little something different that you don't have to put yourself in danger by going to the post office to mail it, right? You do it right from your phone. So that's totally something that you can do. Love, love, love the idea of sending your people a list of things that they can be doing right now to not go crazy, right? There's a lot of fun stuff for kids out there. I have a list. I can give it to Olivia if you want to disperse to everybody, or you can email me, shannonbus@gmail.com. But there's Disney put out a link for virtual rides from their theme parks that you can do from your computer. There's free opera out there. The Smithsonian museums are doing free virtual tours. Oh gosh, what else? What am I missing? There's a bunch, anyways. So any of those things that like normally it's an admission ticket and you have to go in person, a lot of these things are available virtually right now for free. Put together a list and send them to your people, right? Even though everyone's struggling with virtual learning today, tomorrow's Friday, Saturday and Sunday, they're going to be looking for something to do, right? On that note, a few other things that you could do if you have past clients that are gifted in these ways. Wine tastings. I have 2 clients that sell wine, right? And I don't know a darn thing about wine, but everyone loves to take those classes, right? Pretty cool. I've seen some bartending ones where, like I don't drink, but I would totally tune in and do a mocktail party where somebody mixes up 3 really cool and different drinks, but add alcohol, sure. Whatever your fancy is. And so those are a couple other ideas. I love this idea. This is one of my favorite things because this is like a virtual appreciation party, right? Start a private Facebook group just for your past clients. Every so often, surprise them with a little gift. Right? So it could be, I'll give you an example, although you're going to have to brainstorm this a little bit because now we're virtual. But I know an agent that does this very successfully. And she, for, National Coffee Day, for instance, I call them funny holidays. For National Coffee Day, she'll get $100 credit at Starbucks, and she'll just put the link inside of her Facebook group and say, happy National Coffee Day, your coffee's on me today, for her past clients, right? Isn't that cool? Just a different way of saying, hey, I appreciate you. It's small, but it's thoughtful, and they love it. They love it. So just, communicating, and it's an easy way to have an organized group rather than work with a database, right? Everyone's on social media right now, everybody. Okay. How about a quarantine collage? So what am I talking about? Ask your clients, reach out to your clients, your friends, your family, your sphere of influence, and ask them, hey, are you having a porch party? Take a picture of what you're doing in quarantine and text me the photo. You can also rope in your social media so they're posting these to your business page if you want to do some sort of contest with it. Because if you're looking to increase your followers, or you can have a contest that has all of these different steps in them. For me right now, I just want to come from a place of having fun with my people, because they're going to remember it, right? I don't want to ask them to do a whole lot. I just want to ask them to have a good time and smile and laugh with me. But they're coming up with some really fun stuff that they're doing in their houses. Ask them to take a picture. And then you can somehow piece these together, whether it's through a slideshow or your website or whatever your delivery system of choice is, and tell their stories and introduce them to each other. Isn't that what we do? Right? Try to send business back and forth amongst your sphere in a fun way. You can also, one of the things I've been doing, I'm trying to get fresh air. I am trying, because I'm on my computer from pretty much 4 o'clock in the morning until I fall down at night these days. I'm acting state president for Rhode Island, and it's just been, it's so unpredictable. Today was a completely clear schedule, and I ended up not having a spare moment. So, but I do take some breaks to get some fresh air. So I live in a downtown, very walkable area, and there is a app on your phone called Postagram, Postagram. It's a free app. So I'll walk, and within, a healthy walk, I'll just go in a different direction each day. I'll walk by past clients' houses and take an exterior shot, or I'll take like a funny selfie of me in front of their house, and I'll upload it through my phone and make it into a postcard. And I send it to them and say, hey, I was walking by getting some fresh air. I know you're quarantined, but I just wanted you to know that I was thinking about you. Stay safe, right? It's like $1 a postcard or something. It's a no-brainer. And it's fun, and you get some fresh air. Okay. Do you have a farm? Raise your hand if you have a farm. I do. Geographical farm. Have a driveway party. Lay out painting tape 6 feet apart so that you're respecting the social distancing. Decorate your driveway for a nice party and have yourself a driveway party. Engage your neighbors. Everyone's looking for something to do. I saw another agent, Katie Clancy, who's one of our members as well, from Cape Cod, and she, 2 goals. 1, she wants to be having live conversations with people, but taking the precautions, right? Number 2, she wants to support local businesses. That's one of her huge things. So she's having parking lot dates where she sits in her car, she orders takeout from a local restaurant. She has a date with one of her past clients or someone within her sphere. They each sit in their cars, but apart from each other, and eat lunch and have a conversation. Parking lot dates. Okay. Here's a cool thing that I have seen, and I know, Sylvia, I think I saw you post something along these lines this morning, but on one of my walks, I'm seeing in my city, people are drawing inspirational messages with sidewalk chalk in front of their house or in their driveway or in front of their front steps. You could have a fun contest with your people and say, I want you to go out and decorate the front of your house with some sort of inspirational message with sidewalk chalk and send me a picture. That's not it. This is my favorite part. So this is like your chalk talk diary, right? If you could probably come up with a better name. Um, but you take all of those pictures and you make it into a photo book, and then you send an album to each one of those people as sort of a documentary of life in quarantine, that time COVID-19 came to town, right? And it's just a fun, cool, different way to sort of document what's going on, but in a positive way, right? Virtual coffee dates. I'm seeing a lot of these. So inviting, another person or multiple people for a virtual coffee date. Make sure you're sending an actual invitation, right? Go through the process as if it was a formal meeting. So go on canva.com, create a JPEG with, brand it so it's got your business information, your photo, and just put, looking for a virtual coffee date, or you're invited, or whatever it is, and text it to them. It's just a better feel, right? Virtual dinner party. I watched one of these the other night and it was a whole lot of fun. Everybody just had a little casual dinner party via Zoom. Okay. Great way to get together with your sphere. Here's a cool one I saw. This is a Massachusetts agent who's a past local network president as well. And this was more for the kids. She had a Lego building contest where the kids had to build a house out of Legos. And the house had to have at least 2 windows. It had to have a door. All photos with the kids in them get emailed to whatever account, and she has a panel of her marketing team for her office who chooses 3 winners who all get gift cards to local kids shops. So that was something out of the box and yet house related and really fun. You can host a crazy hat party on Zoom. You have to make a crazy hat using only the contents of your house, right? Online bingo, another fun one. There's apps out there that you can organize that for free, and that's everyone in the family can participate in that. I missed it because I'm an old lady and I fell asleep too early, but I was invited to the other night. Carrie's laughing at me, she knows. A karaoke party on Zoom. How fun is that, right? And I actually had like my costume and my disco ball. I have a disco ball that plugs into my phone. I had everything all ready to go and I fell asleep because I'm old. But you can organize a karaoke party virtually, which is a lot of fun. There are DJs out there that are doing all kinds of cool stuff. Like I heard yesterday there's a DJ that's planning for the seniors now a virtual prom. You could even, who knows how long this is going to go on for. You could host yourself a little gala, right? Where everybody gets dressed up and has a little cocktail party, you and your girlfriends or whatnot. Double dates. If you're craving a date night, I'm sitting here, my boyfriend's looking at me every night of the week and he's like, are you ever going to hang out with me again? Because I'm on Zoom all the time. Right? So double dates would be a great idea. Like, I know I have dinner frequently with past clients. My past clients become my friends. So double dates would be fun. All right. Something that we're doing here at home, and you may have seen this online too, but if you don't have the app downloaded, Neighborhood, is that right? Is that right? Nextdoor, the Nextdoor app. Good thing I can read Carrie's mind. This was going around on Nextdoor, which is a pretty popular app where I live, that everyone is putting up their Christmas lights. So, the kids are cramming for distance learning all day. The parents are ready to tear their hair out. And then everyone needs some fresh air. So after dinner, everyone gets in their car and drives around for a parade of lights. just something to do, right? Just like you would do at Christmas time. On that note, so in Newport, our official symbol is a pineapple because it's the sign for hospitality, okay? So we have a lot of homes in Newport that are decorated with pineapples, whether it's a door knocker or it's, there's some really fun, cool things. So you can create a little map, almost like a scavenger hunt, and send your people out on a scripted walk to go find the pineapples. You're not going to have pineapples. You might have something different where you live, but you get the idea, right? Somebody, please throw a Halloween party. We all have costumes at home. Please throw a Halloween party. It's my favorite. Best pictures win a prize. The more creative, the better, right? Like, I'm all about homemade costumes. So this could be really fun. April Fools is just around the corner. Give them ideas on pranks to pull at home, right? And do something fun with April Fools. Let's see. Oh, if there are any fitness folks on this session, it's my least favorite thing to do. What? We're not fitness people. That's what he said. I'm saying it nicer than he said. But the Biggest Loser, right? You could do a Biggest Loser contest for healthy eating and exercise to see how many steps you're doing. Like, I just got myself a Fitbit, right? But I've been slacking because things are haywire right now. So I could use some accountability for, some partners asking me to quote unquote weigh in. And it's not so much a weight thing as it is just maintaining a healthy lifestyle, right? Carrie and I did a Zoom last night, and we were talking about how important it is right now to have some semblance of normal and try hard to maintain a schedule. Get up every day, get dressed like you're going to work, right? Eat your meals on time. Like, what is going to happen? I saw some crazy funny meme, something about all is right, not right in the kingdom. Did you guys see that? Like, if you keep wearing your yoga pants and you forget to put your jeans on every so often, by the end of this, you're going to try to put them on and all is not going to be right in the kingdom. I botched that, but there's a funny meme out there about it. And it's true. Like, you can't, I guess you could live in your sweatpants, but it's, I think, a good practice for us to try and maintain some sort of normalcy right now, and it'll help us be a little more productive. So my handyman idea, I was going to call that Tool Time. Like that TV show, Tim Taylor, or whatever his name is, Tool Time. And then my last idea I wanted to share with you guys is, and this is another Zoom, anyone on this call belong to a BNI group or has ever belonged to a BNI group, Business Networking International? So the idea, if you're not familiar with it, is you partner with other professionals, one from each category of business. So for instance, you would have one attorney, one lender, one realtor, one photographer, one financial advisor, one insurance agent. You get the point, right? And the idea is you all pass business back and forth to only each other, if possible. It's a tight-knit group. So BNI is an organized group where you pay fees and membership dues and things. Just organize it yourself on Zoom, right? Get together with some of these other professionals and say, hey, what are you doing to keep putting food on your table? What are you hearing out there in the field? And expand your reach, right? I think a lot of us right now are so focused on real estate, and we're like, I know that I don't talk to anyone outside of real estate right now for the most part, because I've just been trying to dig out of this. But I need to expand and start talking to people in the outside world and see how is this affecting their businesses? What are they working on to try to solve some of these problems? And so organizing a Zoom call, I think, would be something, I think something really beautiful could come out of that. You know, a long-term standing call maybe, and certainly long-term relationships for you. So those were my top ideas. Let me see what the Zoom group chat says. Love the roadshow idea. Good idea for single women. That must have been tool time. Bear hunts are popular in neighborhoods. Encourage your neighbors to hide a teddy bear. Oh, I was like, Sylvia, I don't think you have bears in Texas. In the window or front porch, and then kids go for a walk and look for bears. I love it. Someone, one of our past members, she ended up getting out of real estate, but I'm still friends with her on Facebook. She's from New York, and she took her daughter driving around, and they made a big sign with a rainbow and a unicorn on it that said unicorn hunting. And every time they pull up next to another car, her daughter would put the sign up in the window, and or unicorn chasing or something like that. But I mean, there's a lot of really cool ideas. I'd say, you know, every day, take a certain amount of time, just earmark a certain amount of time to scan Facebook, Instagram, and Google, right? So I'm Googling a few times a day, quarantine real estate ideas or something similar to that, right? So news articles are coming up. I'm getting ideas from that. You know, social media, of course, I'm getting ideas from other realtors, but go to a couple different sources so that you're getting ideas from different places. Ashley, my friend's son turned 10. We did a quarantine birthday parade. I saw your pictures of that. I loved it. He was so surprised and loved it. Super unique for any kids' birthdays. I saw that for a wedding too, and I forget, I think it was in Maryland maybe, and they got married on the front steps of the church because they couldn't go in the church. And then everyone that was supposed to come to the wedding got in their car and drove past them, beeping the horn and whatever, and it ended up like the whole town showed up and did this. So yeah, you can really do some meaningful things. And then Carrie, I'm offering my yoga practice to my sphere via Zoom twice a week, which is amazing. I'm sad I haven't been able to make that yet. Are we able to unmute everyone so that we can have a conversation? Is Olivia here?
Well, they should be able to unmute themselves, the bottom left corner.
Okay. Bottom left corner, you guys.
See if that works.
Yep.
Is everyone good?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. So what do you guys have going on? You've heard enough from me. This is a happy hour.
I want to share what I just did today. I was on a webinar about cutting expenses, and I just honestly, in about 45 minutes, I was able to cut about $200 worth of expenses out of my monthly budget.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So just offering tips to, you know, your sphere about how to do that. If you go to my Facebook page, my HeartNet Homes group page, I did just post a link that you can share with your clients, but it's 40 ways to cut expenses.
That's awesome. Lindsay, what's going on in your world?
Pretty much been doing the quarantine thing. I have been picking up flyers and dropping them off at my clients' listings, but 6 feet distance. Texting my clients, checking in with them via Facebook.
Yeah.
Kind of trying to stay connected. I like these ideas that you gave me. It gives me a lot more, it feels good to be able to connect on different ways. So thank you.
I mean, we can do this stuff anytime, but now that we have a little more time on our hands, it's a little, you know, sometimes this stuff slides off the list because we're just, you know, on the pavement going a million miles an hour, right? Ashley, you must have some good stuff. You're like Miss Pinterest USA.
Well, I had missed getting stuff out for St. Patrick's Day, so I just did the scratch ticket thing with the same idea, but like Lucky in quarantine and sending that out with the scratch
Oh, cute.
instead. So just because I couldn't get it together for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So I'm still getting it out.
That's
but
cute.
just something kind of, and it's been interesting to see all the virtual ways that we can do things.
Yeah.
Even
The
stuff.
other thing that I thought of, and you know, like my brain, I don't know if other people think like I do or if my brain is just completely in left field, but remember not too long ago, painting rocks with messages was like a big thing and people were
Love
putting
rocks.
it all around. Why not do something like that and hide them around your town or your neighborhood,
Great idea.
right? With like cool inspirational messages.
That's a great idea.
Bring back the rocks.
A school in our area just did something like that where all the kids that have been doing homeschool painted a rock and then they made like this little rock river in front of the school. So when they
Yeah,
went
I love it.
their new learning packages that they all dropped off their rock and then they got to see what everybody else was doing. It was pretty cool. It's cute.
It's so good. Natalie, where are you from?
California.
What part?
We're with Greater Fresno. So
Oh, cool.
in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're on lockdown.
We're on lockdown.
Yeah.
We can't do flyers. I mean, I brought a ton of cards home, to write handwritten note cards, but now I'm worried I'm going to freak people out because you're going to
Right.
lick the envelope, right? And I'm like, well, what if
Right.
I wrote that I promised this was not licked, but then people don't want to open mail here either. They don't want to receive packages because, you know, the virus is held in cardboard for 3 days or whatever, you know, that they're saying. So now people are
Yeah.
more nervous and we're starting to see people that are actually testing positive that are closer to our circle. So now people are like, oh man, it's really real. It's not just, you know,
Right.
news, it's affecting us locally. So I'm trying to get creative with other ideas. And my hairdresser just reached out and said, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while and I don't have mousse in my hair today. And usually my hair is not so big. But I think I'm just going to do something fun. And like, you guys all keep asking me about my naturally curly hair. I think I'm going to like comb it out and let them see like how big it really
Oh my God, that's
looks.
amazing.
This is why I wear mousse. People, you know, do something fun.
Yeah.
And have a dresser on the other line saying, stop it. Cut it out.
So cool. My hairdresser has been, oh God, could I use her right now? All these videos I'm doing. But she's been doing something about like, show me your roots or something. I don't know if you guys are friends with your hairdressers online, but there's some like thing circulating with all the hairdressers that's really funny about not using boxed hair dye to dye your roots.
Yeah, she already warned me. She's freaked out. She knows that I'm
Um,
desperation.
yeah, let's all go back to our, oh, you can't see it because I have a virtual background. Let's all go back to our roots. Pinky promise.
So what are they suggesting to do? Nothing?
Wow.
Nothing. Just let your roots shine.
Mine is bad.
Mine are so bad because
I
they
get
have
the same
such
problem.
dark hair. So if I get like one gray hair, it's like bing, right? Drives me crazy.
Hey, I'll tell you, the spray stuff works pretty well.
I have one of those like pens, you know, that I can
Yeah,
just,
the spray one, it really works well.
oh my God. Girl
I did
problems.
one that was like
Do we have any
the,
guys on this call? We had one, I think he bailed the minute I
damn.
said hairdresser.
I had one that was like a powder, like an eyeshadow kind of thing that you'd kind of dust in, but
Yeah.
it rained the same day that I used it, and all of a sudden I had like this down my forehead. I was like, oh man, I should have like Instagrammed that. It would have been like hilarious later.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's so funny.
Shannon, this is Kelly Gable. I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Hi.
Hello. I have a quick question for you.
Sure.
I interview local business experts. I was doing it when I first got into real estate every week. Now right now it's none, but before it's gotten down to like maybe twice a month. And I call it High Five Live. I spend no more than 5 minutes. and I do Facebook Live with a local expert. And at the end of the interview, and it's all home related services and products. And the idea is just to connect my clientele and my sphere with local industry experts. And at the end, we do a high five. And I thought there's got to be a fun way to do, and you gave us so many great ideas. So thank you so much. But I wrote down some options and some ideas to maybe do a virtual high five, even a Zoom meeting, and then post that live on Facebook. What are your thoughts about interviewing a business and how we can do a virtual high five live, which is what the name of my business is?
Well, I love the idea of the interviews. Love that. Especially for like right now, believe it or not, like our hardware stores are going crazy. Like Home Depot the other day was jam packed. Everyone's like buying stuff so that they can do home projects because they know they're going to be cooped up, right? And usually this time of year, I send spring home tips out to my sphere. So I love the idea of partnering with some of those vendors who might do some of those, like how to clean out your gutters or, you know, different things around the house. How to do a virtual high five.
Shannon?
Yeah.
Yesterday, Brenda and I did a Facebook Live, and so we were side by side, and we did like a fist bump. So it was like we just.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like you'd have to see, but or you could do a high five. It's just putting your hand up to the.
When you've got two people.
Yeah, like if you're side by side, it kind of.
Or you can do it.
Either that, or you'd have to like take the picture of you guys doing the motion and then string it together, and then just share your screen on Zoom so that they get the photo of you doing it.
Well, and if you're side by side, like Shannon, lift up your left hand.
Right. Like
now high five me. Other left, other way, towards me. See me?
The presenter.
Okay, Beverly, yeah. Beverly, ready? High five.
Well, I think it also depends on how you're viewing the screen, whether
I'm like a ghost.
You got it.
you're in gallery view or the speaker view.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a great thought. Thank you so much.
So I started this is kind of on that note, I started a series on Facebook that's called Conversations with Carrie. And last night Shannon was my guest, and I'm kind of doing it as a leadership approach, but then I took a walk around the neighborhood, and it's amazing what fresh air will do for your brain. After having a wonderful conversation with Shannon, and kind of like even taking it to, I'm very involved politically with RPAC and political affairs at my associations, but even taking it to like I was thinking about like, I have the opportunity, I think I have the opportunity, because I sit on PAC trustees, to actually have conversations with the mayor of Portland, who, you know, basically was the one that encouraged strongly our governor to shut down Oregon as well. So just like how that's going to impact things, because obviously we all have our own things that are going on anyway, and this is going to make a huge impact, and not to get political, but to get real information from the city officials and from leaders throughout each segment of this.
I'm trying not to talk about the virus at all to my people.
Well, I think it's more about like, for me, it's more about like how they can, just like what you're talking about, like how they can, what resources are available for them.
Yeah. It's like, because I'm trying to think like, right, everyone's got kids at home. Like it's hard enough that we're all trying to do our jobs. And then we've got kids at home that are distance learning. We're trying to figure that out, right? Trying to make meals now, which we don't normally have to do. In my downtime, like all I do all day long is talk about COVID-19.
Right.
So in the 30 seconds I have for myself, I don't want to talk about it. I want to do something fun. I want somebody to make me laugh, or I want some fresh air, or you know what I mean? I just need a breather. That's me.
I'm doing a lot of yoga, so I get a lot of breath.
See, I'm not doing any. That's right. So we're all different. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? That's the point. Like, I don't know what you guys are doing at home. We all have different stuff going on, but So
Shannon, can I say something? So yesterday I decided, because I don't like any of the everything that's going on, all the negativity. So I decided to do the glamour shot picture. Did you? I think you
oh
posted.
yeah, I posted mine.
And that was so refreshing. I saw so many people chime in that normally don't.
Yeah.
And all it was is just basically you Google your name, your first name, and then glamour shots. And it just was a great participation with my sphere and my friends on Facebook. And it was so refreshing. And I think it's stuff like that that really brings us all together.
Totally.
And fun things, kind of like your suggestions here. But it was
Lindsay,
really
where are you from?
Portland, Oregon.
Just so you know, I saw that post, like all the way over here in California.
Yeah. Fun.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was like, oh, that looks fun and really scary.
I had like massive hair.
It really made
My
me want to
grandpa.
like dig out my old.
I was
glamour
like the queen of 1983. Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
photos.
So you want to know? I wore my special shirt for you guys tonight too.
Yes.
I believe I bought this off someone in a bar in Texas. No, in DC from Texas.
Okay.
Back when we used to have the chapter tables,
Oh yeah.
right? So, and it was lunch. I was at lunch.
In a bar.
Yeah, it had to have been lunch. But anyways, do you guys have anything you want to talk about? It's supposed to be happy hour. I didn't see one person with a drink.
Drink.
Well, it's Pacific Northwest time for us, so it's a little early for me.
Oh, right.
On a happy hour here soon.
It's almost 7:30 here.
Ugh.
Oh, Olivia's got it.
Olivia's on it. Oh my God, hilarious. I love your coworker.
It's kind of nice,
Hi.
right? Can you say hi?
I like your onesie. I have a onesie just like that.
Ah, nice.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you got at least one little nugget for your business. That's always my goal. And I hope I see you on another party, on another virtual happy hour. I'm sure you will.
You ladies.
All right. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Be
You too.
healthy. All right.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.